Okay, so in this what we've done is we've just want to go through the way shields work as opposed to armour. So shields will have an S value, whereas armour has an A value, an A for armour and S for shields. So the way the shields work is you equip them to your offhand. At the moment I've got an illegal setup here. I've got a two-handed weapon and I'm showing myself with an S value just to explain how this works really. So when you're struck to your offhand, you don't deduct 4 like you do with armour. When you're struck in the head, you get the option to the armour will automatically defend you for 1 point of damage in the case of the leather helmet. In the case of the shield, it doesn't work like that. So you get struck in the offhand, the 4 doesn't get deducted. But what it does instead is if you're struck to any location at all, you get to use the shield and you're able to block some of the damage to your shield. And the way it works is each point of damage that you block, you can shade in half a pip on your shield track and up to the value of your shield. So in this case we've got a good shield that's got a value of 4, so we could shade in 4 half pips, because remember each damage that we deflect we shade in half a pip, so we're able to block 4 pieces of damage, 4 units of damage, and we shade in half a pip for each one that we're shaded. So let's do a bit of an example. We get struck in the head for the monster does 2 points of damage. It's got no damage modifier, so it's done 2 points of damage on the damage die. It hits in the head, so it gets an extra 3 plus 3, so it's now on 5 points of damage. And first of all we decide that our shield is going to absorb some of the damage, and it doesn't matter what location it strikes us, the shield, we can just lift that up and put that in the way of the blow to absorb some of that damage. And so what we would do is we could decide how much we wanted. We could do we could block 1 pip of damage, or we could block 4, a maximum of 4 units of damage. So we're going to go ahead and do the full 4 units of damage. And remember we're shading in half a pip. So you divide that pip in half, shading 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves. We've blocked 4 units of damage, and so what we can do is we can change that total now down to 1. And then the next thing that we can do, because we've struck in the head with 1 point with the blow, we can also count our armour value for the area struck, so that reduces the damage now down to 0 because we've actually got an armour value of 1. And if there was any more surplus damage as well, if there was excess, we haven't in this example, but if there was excess, you could then use the armour's location. You could also you could also shade in another up to a maximum of another 2 pips on its damage track. So you can see that shields, although you're reducing the effectiveness of your two-handed weapon, you are actually gaining quite an advantage by equipping a shield.